Peace, peace, peace. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Assalamu alaikum. Alafia. Peace to my gods of earths. Sak pase. Que pasa? What's up? Welcome to another episode of Grunt TV. I'm your host, Malik Shabazz. Before I go any further, I just want to say, please subscribe, and mash that like button. And don't forget to leave your comments because they are helpful. And I also want to mention again that this space is dedicated to truth telling to all of our brown, black, and indigenous communities, because we need some real information, not that stuff that we get in the news. So I want to begin, and I entitled this particular podcast "The Hunger Games," starring AOC and her supporting cast of white rich elites. I had an earlier podcast discussing the betrayal of AOC, how she betrayed the people. But I wanted to do another quick segment about this because, I was really disturbed and disgusted by that display that took place at the Met. And this is, I don't follow electoral politics. I follow electoral politics to see what's going on, but I don't participate in electoral politics because for me, I know it's all bullshit. So this right here, this little podcast right here, this little discussion, this little talk, it's really goes out to black and brown people who, for some unknown reason, they just seem to keep wanting to vote Democratic, voting blue. It doesn't matter, just vote blue. And I just want to point out that, this is a big mistake, because when you look at what's going on, you're going to realize that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, both of them, don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about you. And George Carlin told us this in his last stand-up right before he passed. He said, they don't give a fuck about you. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I ain't in it. So, yes, this was nothing but a blatant disguise, a blatant and disgusting display of the Hunger Games right here in America. Live right here, in real life, playing out. And AOC had the starring role, Now, I just want to point out a few things about this particular gathering they call at the Met Gala. Number one, it was $30,000 to attend, okay? And if you actually look at the people wearing masks and the ones that are not wearing a mask, it's going to make you want to think. Now, if this virus, and I'm not saying it is or not, okay? So don't get it twisted. I'm saying if this virus is as bad, as dangerous as they say it is, the way it's been reported in the news, right? Day in and day out, then why were the only people wearing masks were the servants? None of the rich white participants had masks on. None of them. So it's just a question. These are things that I need you to think about, because I think it's, me personally, it makes me wonder, is this mask wearing thing just for the poor? Almost like, we don't see you, we don't want to see you, so cover your face. We don't want to see you. We don't want to see you poor, wretched, peasants. We don't want to see you, so just cover your face. I'm not saying it is or not. I'm just saying that if it's that dangerous, why were the rich white people, the people participating in this, why weren't they wearing masks? But everybody else had a mask on. The servants, the poor, the slaves, So this is something, again, like I said, I don't know if you caught it or if you thought about it, but I'm just bringing these points up, so you can think about it. And also, it's like, AOC, she's the modern Marie Antoinette. You know what I'm saying? You see her coming out of that hotel, and they had her little servant slave carrying her dress, and she's had that condescending way, like, hey, You know, like really, like you're a celebrity. You're a politician. You're supposed to be doing for the people, and you walking out there like you somebody, like you somebody special, or you some, you know. If this thing didn't have any words and you was just watching it, you would think you were probably watching a segment of some Hollywood show or something like that, you know, or Oscars or something, you know. Not a politician, not a politician, you know. And I think she thought she was slick by putting on her dress "tax the rich" as if that was disturbing the rich people in there. They thought it was hilarious. In fact, the people, I'm sure that the people deep in the circles, when they talk among themselves, when she's not around and the other ones are not around, say, haha, look it, we got that little Puerto Rican doing our little Puerto Rican, you know, peasant. You know, we let her in the door, but she's doing our bidding. You know, let her. You know, it's the controlled opposition. Let her. You know, let her wear tax the rich. They ain't taxing jack shit. All right, let her just say it. She ain't doing nothing. You know, so you know it was disgusting. It was disgusting. You know, and all the while she was hobnobbing with these rich white Democrats. Right outside those doors, Black Lives Matter. There was a Black Lives Matter. BLM was protesting police brutality and probably, you know, evictions, a few other issues. And while they were protesting what was happening, the NYPD pigs were bashing their heads in, and slamming them to the floor, and arresting them. And not one murmur came out of AOC's mouth. Not one murmur came out of the squad's mouth. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. You know? So, and also, if you take note, I would say maybe 95% of the people that participated in this particular gala, they were white. That's right, they were white. Because again, like Neely Fuller said, if you don't understand racism and white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else that you think you know will only confuse you. Okay? So I want to point out a book really quick, because this is going to be a brief little thing. Mumia Abu-Jamal, Writing on the Wall, is a bunch of different essays written by the great thinker, social thinker, and revolutionary, long distance revolutionary, who's been illegally and incarcerated for the past 40-something years, since 1983, you know, and I've been about 16 of those years was on death row. He wrote a piece called "Voting for Your Own Repression." Okay, and that's what Democrats have. These black and brown people who vote in the Democratic Party. That's exactly what you're doing. You are voting for your own oppression. You know. You talk so much shit about the Republican Party, and not to say that is not true, because they're a bunch of shitbirds too. But you just fail to mention Democrats like Bill Clinton with the ominous crime bill, you know, who basically drafted up, and by the way, one of the architects of that crime bill was sloppy Joe Biden, with these draconian laws who basically just locking up black young men, you know, and you feel me, and still you vote for them. Still you vote for them. So I'm just trying to point this out, people, because I'm telling you, this whole voting shit, I mean, you could come up with different strategies. I don't know, maybe I have one or two ideas for those who participate in the electoral process, you know, but mass movements, mass disruption of the system, you know, among other things, is where we need to start heading to. But we also, again, we have to understand the system, so when we organize ourselves, we organize ourselves with a different philosophy that diametrically opposes everything that is happening right now. You know, it has to be anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist, anti-racist. You know, it has to, you know, basically just a whole new script, a whole new script needs to take place, because the current script that's being played right now is playing you. You know, another book I want to point out is Class Warfare by Noam Chomsky. You know, read Class Warfare by Noam Chomsky, because again, like I said, you know, the propaganda machine is so powerful that if you don't understand what's going on, it's going to convince you, continue to convince you, that the only way out of your oppression and repression is voting blue. And there's no proof, there's no evidence of that. Okay? There's no evidence in that. Because Schumer, Pelosi, and all these criminals, you know, and liars are going to do everything they can to make sure that you stay in your place. And again, you know, I'm bringing you this information because people need to know. People need to know, especially young people. This is really like to young people. This is directed at young people, you know, specifically black and brown, but everybody else too, but specifically black and brown young people. Stop having hopes in the Democratic Party to do anything for you. You know, today we live at a time when young people today that, you know, first of all, most of them can't even afford college, and those who do have to team up with 2 or 3 people in order to live, to have an apartment, to pay rent at an apartment. Either that or they move in with mom and pop again. You know, go back to excuse me, go back to living with your parents. You know, that's pretty sad. You know, so again, this was nothing but a disgusting display, and vulgar display of capitalism, right in the face, you know, of black and brown people. So we gotta get hip to this game. We have to change the game, you know. But in order to do that, we have to read, we have to study, we have to analyze, we have to critique, we have to take a step back, you know, and look at the whole picture. Because sometimes, you know, we can't see the whole picture, because the picture is like, if I want to read this title, if the book is right here, like I can't see it. I gotta get back, and then I can see it. So it's the same thing. You gotta pull back. You're too close to the picture. You can't see. So you gotta pull back so you can see the whole picture and see how they're duping you. You know. So again, stop putting your hope on the Democratic Party, because they ain't gonna do shit for you. The Republican Party, they definitely ain't gonna do shit for you. And come up with a new strategy. You know, whatever you, all the young people out there, you know, come up with a new strategy. And I want to say this, because I got a lot of hopes for people. They're doing a lot of young people doing good and awesome work and awesome organizing. I recognize that they are, but it's just certain pieces of the puzzle that you have to bring into your organizing so you can get a better analysis. You know, because if you are missing parts of the piece of the puzzle's not going to be complete. So, along with all the hard work and organizing that all you young people out there are doing in New York, in Miami, in Chicago, in LA, you know, in Ohio, in the major cities, and even in these small towns. Again, don't pin your hopes on them, and do your own research, do your own reading, and realize that we have to turn this thing upside down. We have to flip this thing on its back, and we have to come up with a whole new way of life. You know, we have to say to ourselves, we believe that we can bring a world into existence where there's no police, no prisons, free education, free healthcare, no rent, no mortgage, no private property, no capitalism, no imperialism, no and no racism. And just racism, white supremacy is the head of all of this. That's the head, and all the other parts, economics and all that other stuff. That's the arms of the octopus. Okay, that's the arms of the octopus. So I just want to bring this message out to you because, like I said, when I watched this display with AOC, I was like, whoa. I mean, now, before they used to hide it, now it's dead straight in your face. Dead straight in your face. Like, yeah, I spent $30,000 to get into this gala. My dress costs X amount of money, that gown or whatever, And what you gonna do about it? So this girl, this woman, AOC, prior to being elected, becoming a congresswoman, she went to the people. She said all this. Go to, like, there was a sportscaster when I was growing up. He used to do sports. His name was Warner Wolf, and he used to say, like, let's go to the videotape. So go to the videotape. Go to the videotape and check out the words right out of AOC's mouth. Don't take my word for it. Don't take what's being printed. Don't take what other people are telling you. Look it up for yourself and listen to her. Listen to her telling us, I don't care if I become a one-term congresswoman. I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna fight for the people. I want $15. I want to fight for $15 an hour. I want to fight for Medicaid for all. And now, cricket. You don't hear a fucking thing come out of her mouth. But again, this is electoral-politics, people. This is the way the empire plays the people. So while the empire is burning, when they say when the Rome is burning, the fiddle is fiddling, and Rome is burning. And they got these fools out there, Cori Bush and them dancing in the street like there's something to celebrate. This woman should be ashamed of herself. She's told us that she was homeless before becoming a congresswoman. So I find that a little suspicious. How did you become from homeless to become a congresswoman? Let's just say she did it on her own merits. Let's just give her that, the benefit of the doubt. Okay? Now she became a congresswoman. Now she's making a good salary with health care, benefits, and everything else. And the people are still being evicted. They say it's being reported from 30 to 40 million people are facing eviction, and she's dancing like there's something there's something to celebrate. Watch the videos, and if you're not disturbed and disgusted by this, oh well, there's nothing else I can tell you. There's nothing else I can tell you because in reality, this is just like, madness that I just don't seem to quite comprehend. I can't wrap my head around this thing, and it's sad, but I believe we will be successful, and I will leave you on this note. When the bird is alive, the bird eats the worms. When the bird dies, the worms eat the bird. Everything comes around. The chickens will always come home to roost. So my people, again, study, read, continue organizing. Stop putting your hopes for justice on this Democratic Party, on these politicians, because they ain't gonna do nothing for you. In fact, I got a little story for you. There was these two old ladies. They were at a cemetery, and they were cleaning the tombstone in the area of one of their loved ones. They were clearing it out and putting fresh flowers, And her friend looked at the tombstone right next to the tombstone where they were of their loved ones, and it read, "Here lies a politician and an honest man." So she turned to her friend. She said, "Look, Martha, they buried two people in the same coffin." Alright? So, think and read. It's the only way. Alright, my people. Peace out. Once again, I'm your host, Malik Shabazz, Run TV. And we'll see you for the next episode. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that share button, and share. Make your comments and hit that mash that like button. One love, peace, people. One love.